It's time to transform. Welcome to this beautiful Tuesday, which we call Chooseday morning here in Dorset in the United Kingdom. And I've got a theme for you today for this Tuesday, the day on which we make conscious choices, the day on which we choose to make conscious choices. And my word today is never. That sounds like quite a negative word, but actually it's a very, very empowering and positive word. And my message is, sometimes it's right to not do things. So, for example, as we walk here amongst the vines, sometimes it's right to never coach somebody without their consent. Just duck under a vine here. Sometimes it's right to decide to wait for them to ask for you to coach them rather than to enforce your coaching on them. Sometimes it's right to never give advice. Some wits talk about advice by drawing attention to the word vice. You're adding vice. And when you give advice that's unbidden, that's not requested, it's very, very rarely welcome. It's very, very rarely accurate. And it's very, very rarely acted upon. So never is a strong word. But I would suggest one of the choices we make today is never to coach somebody without their consent and never to give advice without it being asked for. I had a colleague many, many years ago, an Essex chap, whose catchphrase was, "You know what your problem is?" And it might have surprised him to understand one day that actually most of us know what our problem is. So never coach without consent, never give advice without it being asked for. And the final thing I would say is, never try and fix people. And that's one, especially for those of us in long-term relationships, there's a tendency and a temptation is a good word for this, there's a temptation to try and fix one another, to make one another better people without being asked to do that. And I would suggest most strongly that trying to fix your partner is not a good or sustainable move. So, there we go, Tuesday. And the word we choose today in this time to transform is never. Just going to swap the camera around for a moment so you can have a little look at just how beautiful this vineyard is.